Hey traders, it's Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks. How are you? Today's date is January 2, 2022. I want to welcome everybody to the first weekend of the new year. I also want to reach out and say a great big thank you to everyone that watches our videos. I appreciate it, and your thumbs up. Oh man, they mean the world to me because it shows that you're liking them, and I appreciate that. So please keep those thumbs up coming. It's kind of like a pat on the back, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the pat on the back. Also, make sure you check out the comments below. We have a free 14-day trial down there for those that have, for non-members, of the that watches the channel. Members, thank you so very much for being members. I appreciate it. And let's get going here, okay? Thanks. Alrighty. So Friday, the SPY closed down a little bit. There's the daily chart. And this little area that I've got marked off here, this is where I'm looking for choppiness. This week I'm expecting a bit of choppiness, maybe even the first couple of weeks of January. So as long, I have a rule that I try to live with, and I do live with the rule 99% of the times. And that is, anytime price is above the T-line, I remain bullish, and it doesn't matter what the candle looks like. However, if we do close below the T-line, I get extremely nervous and very cautious. I backpedal it a little bit. I don't trade as much. And I'm certainly lightening up on the longs. We get below the Trendicator and all longs are gone. Anything below the Trendicator, I have to look as the sellers have taken control when that happens. So when I see the red dots here show up, then I have to give the ball to the sellers. We don't want to be buying longs when the sellers have control. Just like we don't really want to be buying shorts when the buyers have control. And right now the buyers still very much have control. So while we have some short setups lined up, sitting in a basket, just kind of waiting, and then of course we have the scanner, the live trading alert scanner, that just screams at us when the shorting needs to start. So right now we're going to stay with the long side of things. VXX, there we go. The VIX, we're still very much in a downtrend. You can see this based on the chart. Here's the price action right there. Here's the T-line, and here is the Trendicator. So we're pointing to the downside, no bulls out there. Now that doesn't mean that Monday the bulls can't come in here. But we're not in the business of predicting what's going to happen. We're not in the business of predicting a big green candle. What we're in the business of doing is following the trend and staying with the trend. So if the trend changes, then we'll certainly do what's appropriate and work with that trend. But until then, there's nothing about the VIX that necessarily suggests buyers are going to come back in. No real fear here, so I'm going to stay there. FNGU, the FANG chart, we watch this an awful lot, and it's not doing that great. And I do believe we need some FANG stocks. We need some Qs, tech stocks, to really get up there to get the market going. So we're watching them quite closely. But right now, I'm just showing you the FANG chart here. There's some potential. If we want to look at potential, we potentially have a shoulder here, and we potentially have a head here, and we potentially have a inverse head and shoulders. But that would be predicting, and I don't want to do that. Now I can see that the potential is there, but until we see it actually happen, I'm going to have to walk a little softly here because the FANG stocks are to the downside. Now, as I mentioned just a minute or two ago, I am expecting a little turbulence the next 10 days or so here. just till the market kind of wears itself out and all the temper tantrums is maybe out of it. And we've got some Fed news coming up that could be very important to the market, on the rate hike and whatnot. So be a little careful, do be careful out here and watch what the trend is doing. All right, let's take a look at some charts. Again, everyone, thank you so very much. And please, if you like what you see, give me some thumbs up. If you have questions, please post it down there, and I will try to incorporate answering your questions in the next video. So, and we put out a video every day, Monday through Friday, and then one on the weekend here. So, alrighty, AOS might be setting up. Here we've got a nice trend to the upside. And trading, I look at trading it very simple. Extremely simple. I'm looking for trends moving up. I'm looking for price where it rallies up and simply pulls back. And then I want to be a buyer, in that area. And that area is on the pullback or possibly a breakout. We've got, if I feel that the market is going to move or the chart is going to move higher, if I can see that path, that it's going to move higher, path like this maybe. If I can see that, then that's how I want to buy. Rally, pull back, buy right in there. Or rally, rest. Just a sideways rest would work as well. Look for that buy and then make money as it follows through into strength. And if you go look at any chart that has any kind of a trend to it, you'll see that fits. It fits exactly what happens when charts are trending. They trend, they have a slight little rest, and then they continue to trend until they just simply no longer continue to trend. So, very simple strategy. Love it. Absolutely love it. Here's XPEV. We talked about this last week, one of the days last week, and it's acting quite well from the time we talked about it. We do have that inverted head and shoulders in here. For those that don't know what that is, we have a low, and we have a lower low, and then we have a higher low, and that makes a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. We also have this low, high, higher low, and then we broke out of this high right there, and that makes for a bullish chart pattern. Now, in this chart, I can clearly see that there's a bit of resistance that we've got to get through right in through here. So there's no doubt that this could be, let's just do this. There's no doubt that this could be a little choppy getting up here. In fact, we could see something more like this maybe. And if it does, that's perfect. That's what we're looking for. And then we're going to look for those buyers to come in. And then we'll, trade up to, where we start seeing these candles. It's not so much that top that I'm concerned about. It's what the condition of the candles are, or the price action as it approaches that area. And once we break out, I'm looking at the top of this green box up here, just simply up here retesting November 25th area right in there. So right now we're going to keep XPEV on that watch list. LI is another one. It's very similar to that XPEV. You can clearly see that there's a bit of resistance, a little bit of fighting we're going to have to get through up into here. But even that, if we do this, we'll pull it back to the T line, because everything for me kind of starts with the T line. That's my base area. So you can see there's almost 20% from the T line up to this top. That's absolutely worth a trade. We do have a little bit of a issue right here that could turn into a head and shoulders, which might not be so good for somebody if you're long. But until that happens, again, I'm not going to predict here. I'm going to follow price. I'm going to follow the trend, follow the chart patterns. It does appear we have a little bit of a bottom forming in here. Price action has been on the bullish side for the past couple of weeks. So I'm looking for this to move on up. And then once it breaks out, I'm looking for something up in this, 47.35 area. And that is mid-May area, right in there. So here, an important thing to remember is this trade might not be for somebody. I certainly can't guarantee that I'm going to be in this trade. But, and also, you've got to trade with your own rules. This is important. I trade with my own rules. I beat my own drum, for good or the bad. I beat my own drum. And everybody, I believe everybody should do that. You should have your own entry. You should have your own stop. And the reason is there's no two traders alike. So I hear from so many people that, man, I followed somebody on this stock and I lost money. What the heck? Well, that's because you can't do that. We can certainly all look at the same charts, but everybody's different on where they hold or how long they hold, where they might put their stop. There is no magic. Every trader in the world, 9 billion traders in the world, put their stop at 31.18. That's not the way it works. So you've got to design your own system. Now that's what we love to do, is help with that. So, myself with Hit and Run Candlesticks and Doug with Right Way Options, man, come on into our trading rooms. We can certainly help with that. Certainly give you some ideas and shake things up for you. But it's important. You have to have your own system to trade that fits you as the trader. PENN. Sorry, I got a little sideways there. I kind of like what PENN is doing down here. So we have a left shoulder, a head, and a left shoulder. There's our inverted head and shoulders there. Notice our red dots on our Trendicator is starting to turn green. We have a little morning star signal right here. So now I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe we get a little bit of a move in PENN where we can make some money. Now, I've got this marked up here at this high, mid-September highs. That is not a target for me. I just see this as my playground to trade. And the trade might be tomorrow. The trade might be 10 days from now. Possibly miss something in here. The chart could run up here and it could pull back. Well, maybe this is my trade right in here. It doesn't have to be right here. It doesn't have to be right here. I'm just looking at that as the playground where the bulls might be roaming in here. And I'm just going to look for an entry based on the setups that I use. And I'm sharing those setups with you right here, right now. Exactly. So, maybe something like this might work for somebody. Again, make sure you put your stops in. Make sure you have your rules. I know people that do not follow this rule, for example. See how this is red? I know an awful lot of traders that are basic bottom pickers, and out of those, very few actually make money. I mean, really make money. They make money on a trade here and there, but rarely make money overall, extended money. One of the big keys I've learned is trade when we're in a trend. And here we have a low, high, higher low. Let's get rid of all this. Let's put this up here. And we're going to use this mark as a high, low, high, higher low. When that breaks out, we now have a qualified trend working. Low, high, higher low, higher high. So for some, this may have been a buy. I certainly see the potential in this chart. And others, maybe wait till it breaks out, till we get that higher high. So PENN's looking good right now. IR setting up. Here's our nice trend, charts and a trend. And I for the most part, I use moving averages at trends. Now I can clearly see that we can connect these candles, and we have a trend here. But by and large, I use moving averages as a trend, mainly because I'm lazy and they're easier. They're always on the chart. I can wrap my scans around them, and they work quite well. So, I'm looking at Ingersoll Rand here, and it fits every qualification that I'm looking for: a rally up and a rest. This is also a 3/8 trap right in here. Our Trendicator is green at this time right now. And if this line was the Trendicator, a static trend, well, that would be as green gets. But we all know that price moves back and forth, even in a trend. And the Trendicator picks those up and down moves out. And a lot of times those down moves might be entry points, and breakout from the ups and down moves could be entry points. Right now with Ingersoll Rand, I think we can clearly see we have a top right here. Now this is where it's important for traders to make this decision. How are you going to trade? For instance, are you going to wait till it clearly breaks out, tests, and proves that breakout? Thumbs up. That's a great strategy. Are we going to wait for an inside day, maybe tomorrow, and then possibly use, I'm going to take the T line here and just run the T line up just like that, and then use that line as a stop. So if we bought in here below this breakout part mark, bought in here, we would keep a tight stop, and I'm going to use a T-line stop, so I'll just draw that line up like that for now. Thumbs up. That's a fantastic strategy. Now, it doesn't mean that this strategy is any better than this one, or this one is any better than this one as far as the entry goes, and it doesn't mean that one is going to work out and the other one's not. It doesn't mean that either one are going to work out. We all know that as traders. If you've been putting any time in with trading, you know that all the chart patterns in the world, all the inside information you might be able to muster up is not going to guarantee you're going to make money. What I have found is if you put conditions together, multiple conditions in a chart, and the more you have, the better. But I have to tell you, you start getting around 5, that's a lot. You may not find too many, past 5. So, what do we have here? We've got low, high, pullback, higher, low. Nice bullish chart pattern right here. There's one condition. We've got a bullish engulf. There's 2 conditions. We've got a trend. There's 3 conditions. Trendicator's green. There's 4 conditions. Things like that. That's what I like to look for is conditions. Put those conditions in order. 3/8 trap. That would be 5, I think. There we go. And when you feel you have enough conditions, well, that might be a trade. Let's look at CSX. So here's a chart that's trending up. Let's just take that 50-period moving average right there, and you can see it's moving up. Again, I use moving averages a lot for my trends. I can see here that for the most part we've been moving sideways. I'm going to use a different tool here. There we go. You can see that we've been moving sideways. All of a sudden, what's happening here? Are we trying to break out? Let's put a line right in there. There we go. So here we are with these highs. We rally up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. We rest. We're in a 3/8 trap. A nice bullish candle Friday. In fact, it's a bullish engulf up there. Volume seems to be fairly good. So if we were putting conditions together, Let's draw out some conditions. We'll draw them this way this time. Change things up. So what do we have here? Let's see. We have consolidation and a breakout. All right, maybe that's a condition for you. And then we have the breakout, rest, and we're holding. So that's 2 conditions. Bullish engulf, 3 conditions. Where our Trendicator is green, there's 4 conditions. That's what I kind of see right now. I'm looking for a target up here of, well, a playground. This is the bullish playground that I see right now, about $40.75. Here's MRO. I'm going to have to speed this up a little bit, or this video is going to get kind of long, so I'm going to start jamming through some of these. But all of them, you can do the same thing, add those conditions, look at different things that I've showed you here, and see if that helps with setting up strategies for yourself. So with MRO, we've got a bottom that's kind of built right in here. We've got a low to a high, and here's a pullback into the 3/8 trap. Trendicator is green. We can clearly see we have a little bit of resistance right there. So I'll make my decision here whether or not I'm going to buy it or not. And we're looking about 21 or so, up to 21 for the near future playground. CDW is another one where 222 up here is where I see the near term, able to trade that. Here we've had this big move to the upside. There we go. Nice bottom right in here. Big move up. Here we broke out. Here we're testing. There's a 3/8 trap, just like that. Ford is trying to sneak back in. Took everything I had to keep from buying this Friday. I peeked at my computer. We were off Friday, but I did peek at my computer. I saw that. Man, that was looking good right here. So with Ford, I see a nice bullish trend. Let's do this. There's that 50-period moving average climbing. There's our Trendicator climbing. Here's price climbing. Here's price resting. There's the 3/8 trap. I can clearly see that we have this top right there to get through. So now I've got to make this decision. Is this the place to buy, or is this the place to buy? And there is no trader that's better than any one trader. In other words, if somebody bought it here, you're just as a good a trader as if somebody bought it here. There is no magic to buying it here versus right here, and vice versa here. So it's just a matter of what type of trader you are. Buying it here is not necessarily the right spot to buy it. Buying it on a breakout is not necessarily the right spot to buy it. I hear it all the time. New traders, sorry, new traders, I don't mean to pick on you, but you're always chasing around this magic. Where exactly do I do something? Well, you're kind of missing the boat a little bit here. You want to be able to look at the chart. You want to be able to see what the chart is doing. You want to follow price, follow the trend, and getting some super duper trick entry is not where you win your trophy. It's being able to look at a chart and see that future and trade that chart up. That's where you win your trophy, not necessarily the entry. Also, where you win your trophy is if you're in a position and it starts to go south on you, get out of the doggone thing. Number one thing I think most traders can work on in 2022 is keeping those losses small. If you have 2, 3 losses in a row, don't run out and buy anything. Stop, take a breath, evaluate why you lost those 3 positions. Because maybe the market is not conducive to your trading today. Or maybe you're trying to push longs through the hoop there, but the market is tanking. But anyway, just stop and watch those losses and evaluate them. So here's Swift Transportation, $70 up here. I think is a good playground area. You can see that we've been moving sideways. We actually, here, let's put this one right here. See how we just kind of move sideways? And then all of a sudden we broke out. So let's do this. Whoops, that's the wrong one. Let's try this one. There we go. So then all of a sudden we broke out. See how this is starting to step up? That's what we're looking for. Now we're going to come into here and look for those chart patterns. Yeah, we're going to time it. I hear so many people say you can't time the market. Well, come on over. Come on over. No, we're not bottom pickers, and this would be bottom picking. We don't pick tops up here. We look for trends, and we take a piece out of the trend. So right now, we want to make sure that there is a trend, and we have that. Our green Trendicator is giving us that. You can see on the bigger picture, forget about each and every little movement here, but you can see that it's trending. So now we just watch the price pattern, price action through the candlesticks, and then we watch for that buy. So here's what we might want to do. I'm going to have this on my scanner, no guaranteed. So if, wait a minute, what do I want? This right here. There we go. So the scanner will start pointing out to me next week if we start breaking out. And that's where I want to be a buyer. So here we've got a beautiful little rally up and a nice little pullback, what we call a PBO, pullback opportunity. We're in the 3/8 trap. Okay, perfect. Now I want to see continuation. So if I start to see continuation, I'm going to look to be a buyer. Could be right here. Could be on a breakout. Again, I'm not, having a trick entry doesn't necessarily help anything. I'm looking for this to move here, followed by. So this is my buy area, and this is where I'll look to make money and follow the price action on the way up. If price action turns sour right here and heads down, well, I want to start taking some profits. And as it moves up, I want to take profits into strength. Here's ON. I've been chasing ON now for a good week. We've had a run up. You can see we've broken out here. And then we've pulled back. Beautiful little flag. This makes the watch list. So what am I going to do? I'm going to wait for bulls to tell me they're ready to take us out. And when they do, because of using the real-time scanner, what will happen is I'll notice it on the scanner, and I'll get alerted, and then I can come in here and buy this somewhere on this breakout candle. Even if I don't buy it here, I can buy maybe Tuesday. Say this happens Monday. Then I can wait for a little rest on Tuesday, or, if it does this, well, I could have bought right in here. So anyway, it's, looking for charts that are trending, looking for charts that go on sale. That's what PBO is. It's a pullback opportunity. It's just on sale. And then we'll just ride that price up into strength, taking profits along the way. Okay, the last one I have here is DVN. For those that hung around to the end of the video here, I thank you very much. Please don't forget to reach over and tag that thumbs up. Let me know that you like the videos. Leave me a comment down below. I would appreciate that. And ask me about a chart. I'll be glad to put it on my next video, which would be tomorrow's video. Maybe answer some questions there. So here's DVN. DVN is clearly a little bit of resistance right in here. We can see the nice little flag setup. So let's draw that. There we go. So here we rally up. We get tired. We rest. I'm simply going to watch for that breakout, and that's where I want to start buying. And I might even just wait till we actually break out over these highs as well. This is my playground with DVN up here to 63. So I'm pretty sure I can find a way to make money, even if I have to wait for that breakout here. And, don't try to get any trick entry. Just wait for that breakout and trade it. Plenty of room there, plenty of grass on the field to play in. So, all right, hey, thank you everybody. I appreciate it. We'll see you Monday morning, okay? And everybody take care. I hope you had a great New Year's, and let's go attack this 2022 with a great big smile on our face, and we'll get it together. Thank you. Appreciate it.